What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another MFL video where today we are going to start the Season 6 journey. That is right, guys. I have filled in my first 4 clubs that we've got to take some packs for and take some stock of the MFL count over the last season for, and talk to you guys a little bit about their future and their bios and their history and what we plan to do with them. But before we do that, guys, if you are interested in joining MFL and you haven't yet, feel free to use the link on screen now, because once you fulfill the requirements, you will get a free common player. But not only that, it is a brilliant time to start your MFL journey right now, because if you buy a club, where is the store, you will get yourself a free player pack. And in that free player pack, you will get yourself 2 players with a chance of a rare. And if you're anything like Jonathan, guys, he got a common 45 left back in his pack. He also got a rare 83 rated Victor Eklund in his pack as well. Now, obviously, buying the club is going to cost you $80. The pack comes for free. You'll also get a common from me for free. And the link will be in the description and the pinned comment too. And if we just take a little look at the expected kind of price point of someone like Eklund, he is worth on the market right now, Victor Eklund, around $187 roughly. So the guy that bought the club, opened this pack, he got a player that he can now sell for $100 and he'd probably get a real quick buy of like $150, and that would be him playing with house money. So it is a great time to get involved. Now, for today, guys, I have got a lot of MFL to spend, 193,948. I'm not going to spend it all today. In fact, we're not going to spend much of it today. We're just going to go through the clubs that are relevant for spending. But I did pack some players. How do I see the new players that I've got? I can't remember who they are. Damn, that's annoying. Is there a way to just see the most recent players that I've picked up? Because I opened some packs. I opened 3 packs. So therefore, I got 3 players. I don't know how to know without going through every single individual player which one is which. What I do know, was it this guy, Pons? All right, so Pons is one of them. He comes in as a 38 rated centre mid, not ideal. I went for some 600 MFL packs as well. I just wanted to see like where the kind of land lied with them. So we've got Pons there. As a centre mid though, he's got 55 pace, 51 shooting and 45 dribbling. That's not bad for a 38 rated centre mid. And as we all know, he's probably 99 rated overall. So give it like 3 or 4 seasons, he's going to be absolutely crazy. Outside of that, we also got this guy, Pew. Now, this guy for me is going to go into a club that is going to be designed for a cup win. And that is because Mr. Adam Pew, Mr. Adam Pew here is a 41 rated left mid, but a 52 rated striker. So I'm going to try and find all of my sort of 38 through 42 rated players that all have like +5 to +10 or even 11 or 12 different ratings, put them all in the same club. Hopefully they'll get into a cup of other like 41 rated players that are actually 41 rated in their specific positions, and we'll end up destroying the cup and winning lots of MFL. That's the plan for someone like Pew. So he actually was a really, really nice pickup. And one of the things I really like about MFL that I think is broken and needs to be fixed is the fact that pace has no bearing on left mids and right mids overall rating, which I think is ludicrous. And the third player, excuse me, and the third player I got out of the pack, guys, I genuinely don't know who it was. I can't remember. The names are not like, oh, there you go. It was MFL. So he's a left mid that can also play left wing back and right mid. He's got insane pace and very good dribbling with very good physical. And let's actually take a look at MFL. What a name, by the way. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. What is happening? All right, let's let's go back to here and go Math Samba. And let's take a look. Does he have any alternate positions? There's a 47 rated left wing. Nothing too crazy there. But he looks just like a good card, doesn't he? For 44 rated with that pace, that dribbling, and that physical, that's an intense card to have. So he might go into the similar sort of club. So that's where we're at right now with the 3 player packs that I have just opened. Now, before I actually get into opening any packs, the store stuff was really interesting to me. So what MFL did today was give different packs with guaranteed ratings, or like within a range of guaranteed ratings. So a legendary player guaranteed to be 90 to 94 rated is 900,000 MFL, opposed to a standard 325,000 MFL legendary player. I personally think that is horrible, horrible value. I don't blame MFL for doing it. I just think if anyone actually rips that, I would have to question their sanity. You could get 3 legendary players that also might be 90 to 94 rated for the price of 1 legendary player that's guaranteed to be 90 or 94 rated. Obviously, if you hit a 94, the likelihood is, well, you're guaranteed for them to go to Ultimate, but the likelihood is they're a 97, 98, 99. I still just don't think that's worthwhile, generally speaking. I was also curious as to whether or not these rating-specific packs had any bearing on the regular packs. Like, if there's like guaranteed 90 to 94s, does that remove those players from the pool that is eligible in the regular legendary player pack? And if the answer is yes, I don't mind that, and here's why. I don't think it's great, but I don't mind that, and here's why. The legendary 85 to 89 would also do the same thing in theory, which means if you're buying the legendary player pack and MFL are taking from the pool of 85 to 89s and 90s to 94s, how does that influence what you're actually going to get? Especially if like more people buy the 250,000 MFL legendary pack and less people buy the other one, do you have a chance of an upper limit player? I don't know how it works. Maybe I'll have to speak to Matt about that to find out. But they're the price points there. That's way out of my range. Just way out of my range. Then you've got the rare player for 100,000 MFL, guaranteed 80 to 84. I would again dare say I think this is terrible value. You could just get 2 rare players instead and have some MFL left over. I think that's way better than the regular rare player. And similarly, the 75 to 79 for 37,000. I think that's just not enough of a discount for me to look at it. I think if it was maybe like 32,000 or 30,000, I might be sitting there looking at that going, do you know what? Yeah, for every 2 of the regular rares that you buy, you can get 3 of the other ones. I think that would have been like quite reasonable value and maybe worth looking at. But as it stands, I think the standard rare player pack, the fact that you could, like, okay, you could get a 75 to 79 and you'd be sitting there going, why didn't I just buy that one? I would have saved 10,000 MFL. But if you get an 80 rated or above out of that rare player pack, you've saved yourself 53,000 MFL, which is brilliant. As for the uncommons, we've got 17,000 for the 70 to 74. That's extremely interesting, and I'm going to explain why in a moment. 10,000 for the regular uncommon pack, as it's always been, and then 8,000 for the 65 to 69. And I would again say the uncommon 65 to 69 is just not worthwhile because you're only saving 2,000 MFL, but you're absolutely cutting your opportunity of a 70 to 74 to 0. That's not worthwhile. However, when looking at the MFL discrepancy between a 70 to 74 and a 75 to a 79, you can get 2 70 to 74s for the same value of 1 75 to 79. Or you can effectively, short of a few thousand MFL, get 3 70 to 74s for the price of 1 rare player. The reason why I like that is because statistically, most likely, every player you get out of here will become rare. Especially if you hit those 74s, they're guaranteed to become rare. If you hit a 72 or a 73, you've got an extremely good chance of it becoming rare. If you get a 70 to 71, you've still got a very good chance of it becoming rare. So for the price of 1 rare player pack, you can get 3 uncommon 70 to 74s. I really quite like that. I really, really quite like that. I think it's decent value. For me, looking at it, it represents like the best value pack ultimately. Then we come down into the limiteds. Similarly, with the limiteds versus the uncommons, you can get, two limited packs for the price of around, at the top end, around one uncommon limited here, which I think this one's terrible, by the way. I just wouldn't touch it. But for the 10,000 uncommon player, if you was thinking about getting that 10,000 uncommon player, I wouldn't be against going for two limited to 60 to 64s for the same reason as what we spoke about with the uncommon setup here, where, the kind of like you're most likely going to get players that will become uncommon. And so that's really, really good. And then you can get the regular limited pack for 3,000. Then you can get the guaranteed limited pack for 2,300 of a 55 to 59. Much like the other lower tier packs that we've seen, I just think this is terrible value. I would dare say that the one that I think is the best value is probably the legendary here, 250, because if you hit the 87, 88, 89 for 250, got a good chance of that still pushing into the mid 90s, right? Or at least the low 90s to mid 90s. That's an exceptional player. As you go down the list, it becomes less and less valuable, typically speaking. And this 2,300 MFL limited 55 to 59 pack, for me personally, I just don't think it's worthwhile. I don't think the 60 to 64 pack is too great either. I wouldn't do it. But if you're, again, you could go buy one uncommon, or you could get two of these 60 to 64s, or three of the regulars. But of course, you have a chance of hitting a 55. Nobody wants to hit those low rated cards. And that's a bit of a problem. But looking at what I would do rather than what I wouldn't do, I quite like the limited 60 to 64. I really like the uncommon 70 to 74, because for 17,000 MFL, pushing yourself into that opportunity of earning the blue cards. I said to you guys in the last video, when I looked at my loans, my blue cards, for example, we had Gegor Gita, who's currently 82. I think he came out as a 79. He earned me nearly 6,000 MFL in one season. So if you're able to pick up some uncommons, let me take a look at some of my uncommons actually. We've got in the Stone League, so Kuenka or Karlberg, an uncommon goalkeeper. He actually only earned me like 6,000 MFL for that first season. But some of my uncommons earned me like 1.5 to 2.9K. At that point, even if you have them as uncommons and you can presume that they will get at least 10 seasons, maybe you get really unlucky and they only get 4 or 5 seasons, but you can presume they get at least 10 seasons. A 70 to 74, even with no growth over the course of 10 seasons or 12 seasons, over the course of a career, could very easily earn you at least that 17,000 MFL back out on contract. If, of course, you get some good progressors, and especially some that go into that rare territory and start earning you even more, I really, really like this uncommon 70 to 74 pack at 17,000 MFL. I really like it. I don't like the... I wouldn't personally go for the regular uncommon player. I definitely wouldn't touch this one here. Similarly, I don't mind the limited 60 to 64. You're looking at a player needing to earn you 4,500 MFL back over their entire career, which even at like 450 MFL per season on average of a 10-season career, that's not impossible for this like level of player. And then last but not least, we've got the commons. So you've got a common player pack for 600, or a common 50 to 54 for 1,200. And I would dare say again, especially after the 3 players that I got at like 30-odd level and, 41s and stuff, I think I like that quite a lot, actually. I think 50 to 54 rated for 1,200 MFL is a really, really good option. And again, when you look at it compared to the 59 to 50, 55 to 59, just eclipses it massively. You could buy 2 of these for 1 of these, and it's very possible that you're just within like a 3, 4, 5 overall range anyway for half the price. It's just way better over time. It's way better over time. So I really like some of these packs. I really don't like some of these packs, and I'm a bit kind of like in the middle on some of them. The ones that I'm most interested in is these 2 here. I think there's just great opportunities within the 70 to 74 and 60 to 64 packs. I think they represent really good value for MFL, and with a little bit of RNG luck, you could end up yielding monster amounts of MFL off the back of these over time. So I wouldn't say no to these. However, for the purpose of today's video, we've got 4 clubs to look at specifically: the Cost Experiment, the MFL Experiment, the Agency, and Pack to Glory. So I have already filled said 4 clubs, the MFL Experiment here, with the teams that were that we had in last time around. And I've fixed their bio, so if you ever want to go and look at them, you can read the bio yourself and just take a view on what the information is there. So for the MFL Experiment here, the team was built with agency players from packs. The goal is to open packs with the MFL earned and loan the players out to get MFL back over time. So for this one, we will open the packs, and those players will get loaned out, and that MFL will get tracked. It will get put back into the pool, and we'll carry on and carry on and carry on. Once a player retires, a previously packed or a newly packed player from the club's earned MFL will replace the slot. The current total earned MFL is 1,650. This excludes the startup cost for the clubs and players. Strategy can be either to save MFL for better packs or run as many commons as possible. And so with 1,650 MFL, when we look at the store here in general, I could go for a 1,200 pack, or I could go for 600 packs and save outside of that. Obviously, the risk here is that I open 2 common player packs and I get duds and I can't loan them anywhere else. Even if I use them in my own teams, though, I will assign like a fair value. So if I get a player out of, if I open 2 of these common player packs and get a player that's like a 45 rated, that's like a 55 rated striker, I will loan them to myself, but actually assign an MFL value to them so that I'm still tracking how much that player is earning for the club. Now, the interesting thing about the MFL experiment is the players that we've got, the quality of players that we've got is quite good. You know, we've got the sort of 53 is the lowest, 62 is the highest, and that is because Xander has progressed quite nicely. If we go custom last, let's say 4 weeks, he's picked up a plus. So like quite a few of these players are picking up some growth. So if I do end up getting 2 players right now and loaning them out, it could be bad for the club because they might not get loaned out and they might not yield anything. If I save the MFL, I can save for the next season, and all of a sudden I will have around 2,500, MFL give or take. And so at that point, we could be looking at getting ourselves another limited player that we would actually be able to farm out. Obviously, the risk, the situation with this team is players will eventually retire. I'm still in the Spark division with this club, so I don't mind if they retire necessarily because I don't mind putting commons in. But what we are going to do is we're going to buy 2 packs for this team right here. And these 2 packs, it's going to cost us 1,200 MFL. Of course, we're going to have some MFL remaining because how much did I say I had? Like 1,600. What club is this again? This is the MFL Experiment. So let me grab that up on my screen here. So we earned 1,650 MFL from this club. And so we will still have 450 MFL spare. So if next season anyway is just a good season, we could end up having enough MFL to buy a 2,300 MFL pack or whatever the case may be, But with I think for this first season, I'm just going to rip the 600 coin packs to just get some players. But typically speaking, I want to start saving MFL per club so that we can be in a situation where we can actually get something that's going to influence our club more than some common. Now, obviously, there would be a great beauty in opening a common player pack and getting a high-rated common, but there'd be an even greater beauty in getting a poor common, like a low-rated or a 40-odd rated common that has super potential that boosts like +5, +10, +15 in their first season. It could be quite nice. But these 2 players here, they are going to be attached to the MFL Experiment, but of course they do not get put into the MFL Experiment's club because they are like, it's about how much MFL can we make back in time for this club. So the first player that we're going to be picking up here is going to be... I like the fact that this is way quicker, by the way, now. The transactions saying that it's taken really ages now. But there was a stage last season or maybe the season before where it literally took about 3 minutes to have a look at the card. So obviously I just want to see that 5, right? I want a 50+ rated player. give me something. We've got Age Strom, a Norwegian centre mid who is 43 rated. Not awful. Not awful. What are his stats saying? So he's got centre mid, left mid, and CDM. He's 24, which is brilliant. His pace and dribbling is decent. You know what? For a left mid, he could be very good because he's got good defending, good physical, and good shooting for his rating with decent pace and decent dribbling. I know people that play 3-5-2s or 3 at the backs in general really rate defending on their left mids and right mids. And so he's not awful. Age Strom is player 1. Here we go with player number 2 for the MFL experiment, guys. Is it going to yield us anything fun? I mean, I either want nice players with like good age, you know, like nice and young, kind of like lower than 20, or I just want somebody with a good overall. I really would hate to get some like 36 rated 28-year-old, like absolute useless pile of crap. What have we got here? We have got ourselves Michael Fink, an Austrian right back who is rated 48. Okay. That's decent. That's really decent. Go on, have some good stats. Oh, that's decent. He's got centre mid as an option. He might be Michael Fink. Hold on. He might be a decent centre mid, actually. Michael Fink. As far as a centre mid goes, no, he's a 45 centre mid. That's too bad. I guess it's because his passing is not so great there. But he's got right back and centre mid. He's got really good pace, okay passing, good dribbling, and good physical for a centre mid. If he progresses and his passing improves, great. I think we won't struggle to loan him out. We might struggle to loan Age Strom out, but I don't think we'll struggle to loan Michael Fink out. But there's the 2 players that are... Let me go to my HQ, my players real quick. I wish there was just a way to sort by new. Do you know what I mean? Just sort by newest. That's all. Or just show me somewhere where I've got these kind of like new players. How old was he as well, by the way? So we had Strom here. So his name, let me just write it in. Age Strom. Great name. ID number 138082. 43 rated. Yeah, I think we might struggle to get anything realistically off of him in terms of loaning him out. But Michael Fink here, where is he? Or was he 48 rated? I mean, that is really good. How old was he? 26. That's a bit disappointing. He's 26. We should get about 10 years out of him as a rough estimate. He is number 136127. Michael Fink. And there we go. So I've popped those 2 guys into the spreadsheet to track them over time. And then we're going to move on to the next club, guys, that was the MFL experiment. So now we've got the cost experiment. So the cost experiment, as you guys know, this club was filled with a team of the cheapest, youngest market options. The spend was $2 per player. The club has 18 initial players at a cost of $36. The aim is to use the MFL earned from the team to slowly replace the purchased players and then sell the purchased players off to recoup, hopefully, profit over time. The MFL earned exclusively from this club will be used to reinvest into the common packs for the club. Once the club is fully self-efficient, it'll be used as a traditional MFL farm, or not even necessarily a farm, just a club, a club that we're looking to build. So season 1 MFL was 1,100. We fell just short of being able to pick up 2 of the packs, which is a bit frustrating. When we look at the squad, though, what I like about this one is 41 minimum rating up to 53. And if we look at progression over the time, he's 53 rated because he has progressed a lot. So whoever we pack here is going to go into this club, and I can either just leave them in there and have a 19th player for the season, or if it makes sense, I can just start selling that first player. Do you know what I mean? I can sell off that white guy that I bought for $2 and get that $2 back and reduce the cost price. So the pack that we're going to get here for the cost experiment, let me get my sheet up again here. This one we're going to open. It's just going to be a 600 coin pack. Let me common player packs bought 1. Yeah, we're going to buy this one, and we're just going to have a look at what we get. The bar is low. You know, the bar is low. We don't need a super high rated player for it to be better than what we already have in the club. We just need someone that is 41 rated or higher. And so here we go. We are going to open this up, and we're going to hopefully pick up, ideally, like a 50-ish rated player. Obviously, always I just want 54s. But ideally, just that sort of high 40s would be nice, because it would actually improve the team, which would be nice. And we'll go and have a look at like where they are as well compared to the player that they're going to be replacing. So here we go. We have got ourselves Ferry van Dongen, a Dutch left wing who is 44 rated. That is fantastic for this club. And he's got left wing, cam, and right wing. Decent for a 44 rated. He's got very good pace and very good dribbling, but terrible shooting and terrible passing. So Ferry Van, what a name, by the way. Ferry Van Dongen goes in there. And how old was he? I didn't even look at his age. 23. I like that. I like that. So Ferry Van Dongen there, guys. We're going to go ahead and put into the what team am I at here? The cost experiment. Good old Ferry. So we go for left. Let me find my left wings. I don't have many left wings in the club, do I? Ferry Van Dongen. Wow, he's not there yet. How long does it take? I don't even know how long it takes to show them in the agency. Oh, never mind. So how old is he? 23. Maybe he's here. Nope, just doesn't look like he's been populated into the agency just yet, which is fine. You know, it will take a while. We'll go and pop him into the team. Before we actually pop him into the team, let's see if he's here this time. I'll refresh one more time, and if he's there, oh, there he is, Ferry Van Dongen. So Ferry Van Dongen is going to go into the cost experiment. I don't know why I keep forgetting which team it was. He's going to go into the cost experiment. I'm not sure that I play with a formation that he works in. I'm interested, however, to see what he is compared to other players that I had in there. What I do like about him is his pace and dribbling is quite good. What I don't like about him is that his passing and dribbling is bad. So when we look at the overalls here, Ferry Van Dongen, he's not the worst player in the team. But yeah, I don't play with left wings, right wings, or cams. And so when we look at like left wings and left mids, got a lot of them. We've got Susek there, who's got, so Ferry Van Dongen's 3rd for passing and worst for shooting, but that's okay. But he's got decent pace. He's got competitive pace, but not really compared to Susek or Schultz. In terms of dribbling, though, his dribbling's like quite up there. In terms of the overall club, you know, he's 5th for pace, which is pretty good. He's 3rd for dribbling, which is very good. However, he's right down near the bottom for passing and mid for shooting. And then in terms of physical, he's also right down near the bottom. So he's got pace and dribbling on his side. But if I don't have a right wing, I have got 2 right wings. Oh, or he is a right wing as well. Or maybe I could play with like a 4. I've got DMs. Maybe I could put him in at cam. Let's just have a look. Ferry Van. Let's have a look if he's got any alternate positions here. Ferry Van Dongen. What a name. So left wing is his best. Right wing is 43. Cam is 41. I don't think I'd play him at cam anyway. For some reason, he's valued at $11 or more, which is crazy. It must be because of his age. But there we go. That is the cost experiment done for now. As for the other clubs that we've got that I've filled teams into, we have got the... Did I do the MFL experiment already? Was that what I did? Yeah, the MFL experiment we did. The cost experiment we did. The agency. Now, the agency, guys, this club started with agency players, and the purpose is to see how long it takes in MFL seasons to replace them with packed pool players from the MFL earned from this club. Once the experiment is complete, the club will become a traditional MFL farm/team. So the agency, we obviously got ourselves 1300 MFL. I've noted that in there as well. When we look at the squad for the agency, the average rating for the players is good. So this is going to be really tricky to actually replace these players quite easily. And it might be one of those situations because we finished 8th in the league, which is actually really poor for this kind of caliber of team. But obviously there's a few teams got promoted now. And so hopefully they will be like, you know, this team, like our team will be like stronger now because the strongest teams have gone up. But yeah, this one's just a bit weird for me because I don't know if I want to save the MFL here because it's going to be hard for any player that I get to actually get game time in the start. Now, what you can see here though is both my strikers, Bosch, 54 and 52 rated. So for the agency, we are going to assign ourselves 2 more of these common packs. I could get one pack of 50 to 54, which would be way more fitting for the club. But I'm going to need to replace all of the players. And the aim, like, I almost feel bad for having some of those 50 odds in there because they're going to be populated. Like, we're going to replace them over time with these piles of crap, which isn't very nice. Obviously, if we get lucky with a rating or lucky with a like an overall younger player that can have time or somebody that can certainly be progressed over time, then happy days. But I didn't really think it through when I was building these teams at their own ratings, right? I didn't really think it through. So something that we're going to have to take a thought of in next season. But here's our first player for the agency. Now, these players both will go straight into the team no matter what. Obviously, they'll get training, which will be good. We'll try and get match time on them. If hopefully we get a striker, that would be ideal. But both of these players will go into the club and they will, you know, just replace 2 players that we're going to take it back out of the club. We get our first player here. It is Stuart Watkins, English, obviously. So Stuart Watkins. He is rated 46. He's a CDM, 21 years old. Very, very good passing for a 46 rated player. He's got centre mid as well, which is nice. I think if we typed Stuart Watkins in here, I think Stuart Watkins, Stuart Watkins. I think he might have a higher centre mid. Wow, there's 2 Stuart Watkins. He might have a higher centre mid than a higher mid. Yeah, he's a 49 rated centre mid, which is actually really nice. I wonder why he's only $3. Now, he's got 60 passing, which is just unbelievable. Unbelievable for a centre mid at 46 rated. His pace is decent. His dribbling and physical is decent for his rating. Because his shooting and defending is terrible, as a CDM, he's terrible, which is why he's only 46. But Stuart Watkins is decent at centre mid, 49 rated. We'll pop him into the team. We'll compare as well in a moment. Let's go and get this second pack, though. Obviously, he's not quite as high rated as I'd like, but 49 is really good as a centre mid. And if we can then get some progression on him next season, he might actually find his way into the team, which will be quite interesting. So the second player for this this team is going to be, come on, just hook us up with a 50+ rated player. We are going to get here a goalkeeper, our first goalkeeper, Alex Javier, Brazilian goalkeeper, rated 53. Let's go. That's fantastic. How old? Just be like low 20s. 24, 6 foot tall. Absolutely superb. Alex Javier. He is phenomenal. I bet he's actually got quite a good value as well, to be fair. $3 as well. GG's, man. GG's. Now, listen, guys, for me, that's really good. We go to our players real quick. I don't think we're going to have Alex Javier there just yet. How old was he? 24. That is just not bad, is it? Yeah, Alex Javier's not there just yet. So we're just going to have to wait a few moments to figure out, who was it? It was Stuart Watkins, Ollie Watkins' younger brother, so I heard. Where's Javier? He's not there yet. Let's go for Watkins first. Take off goalkeeper. Let's apply Watkins. So Stuart Watkins goes into the agency. There we go. And at a 0% MFL, Bosch, he'll become the 19th player in the club. Obviously, I don't mind filling it up, but I don't really need more than sort of like 18, 19 players. And then last but not least, we need Alex Javier, who is not there just yet. Come on, load him in. Load him in. It didn't take too long the last time, did it? It took about 3 refreshes before he was there. There we go. So we can make a contract offer for him as well through the agency. In he goes at that 0%. Make that offer. We now have both of those players in the club. Javier at 53 rated is superb. It is superb. I also don't mind the midfielder as well. So now when we go and look at the agency, obviously we're still in Spark, but that's absolutely fine. When we look at the club now, let's take a look at our goalkeepers. So Alex Javier is 53 rated. He is the same age as, was it Carl Heil? I can't remember his name. Yeah, Carl Heil. He's only 1 rating lower, which means that is our first official replacement. Heil will be, let's go to contracts here. Heil will be removed from the team. Request cancellation, get him out, because the player that we packed will genuinely be the player that is the backup goalkeeper this season. If we can get some progression on him as well, even better still. Now, let's take a look at our CDMs and centre mids. I needed a CDM, do you know what's crazy? Because actually, I didn't have a spare CDM. Casanova was the only player here. Now, when we look at the attributes, obviously, Watkins, lower defending, lower physical, lower shooting, more passing, more dribbling, similar pace. But as we know, Watkins is not going to be a very good CDM. He's going to be better suited in that centre mid role. And then when it comes to that centre mid role, he's got the joint most passing, even though he's way lower. Do you know what? He's a nice player to have, because I was using Bell as my backup centre mid, who's only got 50 passing, no defending, no physical, fair bit of pace and decent dribbling. But actually, I think Watkins is going to be a rotation midfielder. It is an area that I needed an extra player for, and it just so happens to be perfect for the team. So very, very happy with that, guys. And then the last team that we've got to look at for today, guys, before we have another video tomorrow looking at other content, is Pack to Glory. So here we go with the info on Pack to Glory. One of my favorite long-term experiments. This club was given a team from the agency, but can only obtain players from the packs it earns from MFL, and those players must enter the club. The idea is to save MFL over time and replace players as they retire with players from the packs. As the team progresses and the MFL grows, we should start being able to afford better packs and help the team grow. The point to think about is if a player exceeds the general club stature, because we aim to keep every player that is produced from the club's earned MFL. Because the club's in its first season, it's solo rated players, so we can use the MFL to buy common packs until it's a 25-man team. And we earned 1,850 MFL in the first season, so we get 3 packs. What I mean by this, so the Pack to Glory is everything this club earns and every pack it opens, those players must go into the club. So when we look at the squad, it's an 18-man squad to start with, and the general rating is terrible. So we're going to get 3 players now. They're going to go in here. It's going to be great. Obviously, we're going to eventually peak at a 25-man squad. So I've got 2 points of contention that's difficult to kind of deal with. Point number 1 is, if we get a player that just excels massively and becomes 10 ratings high, let's say Foster this season gets a +10 and becomes a 62 rated, we have to keep him. And that's just going to be bad for him and bad for the agency long term, but it has to be done. The other thing that's interesting is, obviously, we've got a long way to improve these guys up to the sort of 55 range. But if we save enough MFL, we've got already 1,800 MFL. But if we save enough MFL to buy, let's say, a limited 55 to 59, I probably wouldn't even do that. I'd probably save 3,000. By the time we get to I'm going to open all of them now. But let's say next season we've got 3,000 MFL and I buy a limited player. If that limited player is just way too good for the team, it's almost a waste. So I feel like the play might genuinely be saving until a player retires. And this is why it's my favorite long-term experiment, because this is going to take real life years to come to fruition, right? But I think the play might be using these players that I've got to save as much MFL as possible. As one retires, I just replace it with a common player. And I keep using the common player replacement until I've got enough MFL to basically buy 10 limited player packs from this club. 30,000 MFL. It will probably take me 20 to 30 seasons to obtain. That, in terms of real life years, is like 3, 4, 5 years. The landscape of the game will be different. So we'll have to wait and see. But maybe we get some good progression on some players. Like, you know, like I like the idea of having a completely just first owned club of all players that only stay first owned. But we will get to a point, of course, where I've got a full team of 25 players and I've got MFL stored from this club. At that point, what do I do with the MFL? Like I say, like there's no point buying like a limited player that's going to be too good. Will they elevate the club? Potentially so. But at the same time, like it will just generally be detrimental. So it might be a situation where instead of saving 30,000, maybe we save like 4,500 and buy 2 of those lower rated limiteds and start building into those lower end limiteds. Once we get through those lower end limiteds, you know, hopefully we've got promoted maybe once or twice, earn a bit more MFL and start getting into the regular limited packs. Maybe that would be a little bit better as an option. Maybe it wouldn't. We'll have something to think about. But what we know for sure is this club is going to gain 3 brand new players today, starting with whoever this is going to be. I just don't want 3 goalkeepers. We've got 1 goalkeeper so far today, which I was actually very, very happy with. This is going to be not a goalkeeper, which is great. Romain Geoffroy, French, left wing. I want left mids and right mids for that high pace. 53 rated. That is superb. Already, I'm so happy that I didn't buy the 1,200 point packs. We get Romain. What a name, by the way. Romain Geoffroy or Geoffroy. Romain Geoffroy. What has he got for stats? Oh, he's got great pace. He's got left wing, right wing, and cam. He's 23, 71 pace, 62 dribbling, and 59 passing. He's got 46 shooting, 36 passing. So his shooting and passing, not so great, but his pace, dribbling, and physical, very good for his card. That's a nice player to get. Just the fact that he's 53 rated as well is really, really nice because obviously he's got a great opportunity now of tier breaking. And he's probably already straight away the best player in the team, to be fair, which is quite hilarious. We might have to change our tactics around for him. Once we get these 3 players, we'll pop them all back into the club and we'll take a look at where they kind of stack up against all of the other players in the club. So Romain is our player number 1. Our player number 2 is going to be, what have we got? Big eyes. Giulio D'Amato. Giulio, and what rating is he? An Italian cam. 53 rated. Guys, this is unbelievable. 253s for this club is unbelievable. And he's got, oh, I love that. He's got cam centre mid and centre forwards. 6'1", 23 years old, 61 passing, 65 pace, and 51 dribbling. I think as a centre mid, he might be better. What was his name? Giulio D'Amato. Let's grab this up here again. What was it? Giulio D'Amato. Crashed. Giulio. Let me just type in Giulio D. Oh, how do we spell his name? Giulio. Yeah, Giulio. Giulio. And then let's pop in the D for D'Amato, and hopefully it'll just pop up. There we go. Giulio D'Amato. So cam is his best position. I think that's a crazy card to get again. Another 53 rated, guys. 2 53 rateds for the Pack to Glory team. A left wing and a cam. And the third one, I can't get that lucky again, right? This is going to be like a 36 rated or something. Definitely, it's going to be like a 36 rated, 27-year-old goalkeeper who's like 5'5". That's what's going to come now because we've had too much luck outside of it. And so what are we going to get? We're going to get ourselves for the third player. Who's it going to be? Is it a goalkeeper? Not a goalkeeper. What a mustache. He's got Christian Aranguiz, a Chilean, striker. Love a striker. 51 rated, guys. That's amazing. That's amazing. Christian Aranguiz. There we go. So that's our third player. What are his stats saying? Oh, that's amazing. For a 51 rated, he's got 49 shooting, 47 dribbling, and 47 passing, which is really well balanced for like a 51. It's a little lower than you'd like. You'd want that shooting to be a bit higher. But he's got 59 physical, which really helps with like shooting in general. He's got 73 pace. He's also got cam and right mid. Let's pop his name in and see Christian Aranguiz if he's got a better position somewhere else. Nope, striker 51 is his best. But I tell you what, we've picked up 3 players that are absolutely about to improve this team massively. So we've got Romain Jefferoy. We've got Giulio Aranguiz. Sorry, it's Giulio. Oh, sorry, Giulio D'Amato. Or D'Amato. And then Aranguiz, I don't think he's going to... Oh, there he is. Christian Aranguiz. He's there already. Love that. Love that. So then all 3 of these guys will go into Pack to Glory. Let's make those offers. They are probably 21 years old for Aranguiz, by the way, as well. A 21-year-old and 2 23-year-olds. If that isn't creator luck for like 50-odd rated players, I don't know what is. Let's go and have a look at Pack to Glory, which is in Spark currently. And let's take a look at the team. So we'll start with the strikers. So Aranguiz, he is the best striker by far. He's got the most pace of the strikers. He's got the worst dribbling of all the strikers. He's got the best passing of all the strikers, the best shooting of all the strikers, and the best physical of all the strikers. He's literally improved this team no end, which means one of these 2 here are probably going to be dropped from the team because I don't need 4 strikers in there. We've also got Geoffroy. So I don't have any other left wings, so I might have to change formation a bit because he's actually got kind of a similar setup. What I might have to do, because I've got cams now in general, is I might have to... Yes, Geoffroy is very good. He's got the worst passing, second for shooting. I think as a cam that I set to shoot could be really good and the best physical. If I've got CDMs, which I've got loads of, they're centre mids by standard, but then they move into CDM. And then cams, look at that for cams. I've got so many cams. I might have to switch into a 4-4-2-2-2. As long as my left mid and right mid can also play cam. Yeah, Marin's got cam. Foster's the only player. Foster might have to be dropped from the team, to be fair. And then Connolly's got cam as a main spot. I might have to play Aranguiz as cam. That's not bad. And then D'Amato, who is a cam. Let's have a look in terms of the stats. So Aranguiz and Geoffroy are very good. D'Amato has got 65 pace is okay. His dribbling, where is he? There, he's mid pack for the dribbling. The passing, Geoffroy's down there. He's the best passer in the whole club. Okay, he could go at centre mid, and he's a mad upgrade. Oh, guys, I'm so happy with that. Honestly, that is banging. That is absolutely superb. And that's why I wanted to run these clubs. And I know it's the sort of thing where like the actual games and whatnot aren't too valuable. But now, the first season was such a horrible season because nothing meant anything. But now we've got Aranguiz, D'Amato, and Geoffroy, or Geoffroy, that we now get to kind of track and watch. And I'll actually be like, their performances will mean so much and their progression will mean so much as the season goes on, because of the fact that they're in the team for this reason now. So for today, guys, it's going to be a long video. I didn't think it would be this long. But for today, that is going to be the end of the video. Of course, if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For now, guys, I'm out. Peace.